Hello folks, welcome to the in-stock lease deals of the month for August. This is the internal combustion engine stuff. We've also got hybrids and plug-in hybrids in this one. There are a couple of deals in here which, if I weren't doing this video today, I'd make a separate video about them because they're that good. It's an astounding time to get yourself into a new car, especially if you're looking to lease, I would say. Link to LeaseLoco's in the video description. Please use that if you're interested in any of these deals, or indeed if you just want to have a poke around for yourself. And please give the video a thumbs up. Let's crack on. So kicking things off with this one, this is an amazing value for money deal. I just cannot believe how cheap this car is. You will note this is a 2-year deal. If you go to 3 years, it's 15 quid a month more. So keep that in mind. Most of the deals in this video are the normal 3 years, 3 months up front, 10,000 miles, but there are a couple of 2-year deals. 227 quid a month with 681 up front. Get you a Skoda Octavia in 1.5 petrol SE technology trim. That's a bloody good car for 227 quid a month. Like, it really is a great car. 10.4 seconds to 62, 54 mpg is claimed, insurance group 14, which is not too bad, and 600 litres of boot space. You know, this is a Golf with a boot, arguably better than the last edition of the Golf as well. It's just a good, solid car that's going to serve you fairly well. I just showed you an automatic gearbox in that little screenshot there. This one is the manual. The automatic's quite a lot more. Let's just look at the price history on it. Average on it's been 326 a month, so you know you're saving 100 quid a month over the average here. At its peak, it was 481 a month. I mean, this is stunning value. I mean, that's like Vauxhall Corsa money, really. And then, if you thought that was a good deal, look at this. Suzuki Swace. This is a 3-year deal on 10,000 miles a year. This is a Toyota Corolla estate, although it's got a Suzuki badge on it. It's exactly the same car. It's the 1.8 hybrid ultra CVT automatic gearbox. It's huge. It's got a huge boot, nearly 600 litres. It's an estate, so it's massively practical. And the MPG figures you can get on these things in the real world are simply stunning. That's why you'll see so many of these being used as taxis. They're just massively efficient, incredibly reliable. It's Toyota, folks. 9.4 seconds to 62, 62.7 mpg. I've had late 50s in one of these without even trying, you know, with doing everything that I would normally do. I've still managed to get nearly 60 mpg in the real world from one of these. Insurance group 18, 140 horsepower, 596 litres of boot space, 683 up front and 227 a month. That just has to be the best value all around car in this video, I think, because it can do pretty much everything. You're not going to go and lap it at the Nürburgring, but if you're living a normal life and going to Tesco's once a week and maybe the odd trip to B&Q, etc., this is the car for you. Lowest price on it is the price we're seeing today. The highest price on it in the last 12 months has been £434 a month. Average on it, £355. That is my deal of the day, I think. But is there better to come? Well, look at this. The Toyota CHR, which I adored. I had one of these for a week and I adored it. This is the plug-in hybrid for 285 quid a month. That's astounding value. 857 up front, 285 a month, 223 brake horsepower, 7.2 seconds to 62. I think the all-electric range on these is about 40 miles, 41 miles, which is not too bad. And then obviously you're getting outstanding fuel efficiency when you're running it on the mix of both petrol and the electric power. 7.2 seconds to 62, 223 brake horsepower, insurance group 25. 392 a month has been the average, 480 a month at its peak, currently £285 with 857 up front. Again, incredible value. But there's more. Honestly, like the last couple of these lease deal videos I've done have even surprised me. This is really good stuff at the moment. Alfa Romeo Tonale 1.5 mild hybrid sprint automatic, 333 a month with a grand up front, 8.8 seconds to 62, 49.6 mpg, 28 is the insurance group and 500 litres of boot space. Tonale is a great looking thing. You know, when do you see a bad looking Alfa, really? They've made some of the most stylish looking cars we've ever seen. And the best thing with this is it's a new Alfa with a 3-year manufacturer's warranty. So you've got full manufacturer's warranty for the time you've got this car. That's not a bad thing to have on an Alfa at times. Price history on it, 474 has been the average. This is the lowest price we've seen it in the last 12 months. 333.84. At its peak, it was 626. So at its peak, it's getting on for double the current price. A grand up front, 333 a month. Please use that link to LeaseLoco if you're interested in any of these. Oh, we've got another one. Toyota RAV4. This again is the plug-in hybrid. These things cost mega money to buy. I think the list price is something like 43 grand, which also means that luxury car tax would be on top if you were to buy one of these. You're leasing it, so you don't need to worry about any of that. 1,147 up front, 382 a month. This is astounding value. 657 litres of boot space, 306 horsepower. 0 to 62 in 6 seconds. Insurance group 36 on this. 544 has been the average on it. At its peak, 623. Currently 382 with 1,147 up front. Folks, if you enjoy this kind of content, and lots of you do, please subscribe to the channel. In the last one of these videos I did, only 42% of people that watched it were subscribed. It's completely free to you. It helps me out, so please click subscribe and the notification bell. Thanks very much. Thumbs up are massively appreciated as well. Audi A4 Saloon is next. 40 TFSI 204 S-Line S-Tronic Tech Pack. That's the one you want. 7.1 seconds to 62, 41.5 mpg. Insurance group 31 and 460 litres of boot space. We're looking at 1,300 up front and 432 a month. If we look at the price history on this, 489 on average. Highest price on it 676, and its lowest point, it was only a fiver less than it is right now, and that's 432 quid with 1,300 up front. Now we've got the 7-seat version of the Skoda Kodiak. This is a 2-litre diesel SEL DSG automatic gearbox, 429 a month with 1,300 quid up front. 9.8 seconds to 62, nearly 50 mpg. Insurance group's only 21. It's a massive vehicle. 340 litres of boot space, but of course that is with the rear row of seats up. If you had those down, you're looking around about 800 litres, I believe. On average, it's been 548 a month. At its peak, 883. Currently, 429. Has been 20 quid a month less than this in the past, but I still think that's exceptional value at 429 a month when you consider just how large and practical a vehicle you'll really get in there. Just to point out as well, this one is a 2-year deal, not a 3-year deal. If you want it to go to 3 years, it's an extra 25 quid a month. Audi A6 Saloon is next. 50 TFSI E-Quattro S-Line S-Tronic Tech Pack. This is the plug-in hybrid again, which means it's a massively expensive car to buy. 6.2 seconds to 62. Insurance group 45, nearly 300 brake horsepower. 360 litres of boot space, which, you know, might put some of you off because, you know, it's a saloon boot and obviously the batteries are going in there, so you've lost basically some of the depth of the boot. But for a lot of people in this kind of car, it's not going to be a deal breaker, something to be aware of for sure. 767 has been the average, currently 507 with 1,521 up front. That is actually the lowest price we've seen it in the last 12 months, 507 quid. It's a brilliant price. At its peak, it was a grand. All right, so we're looking at half the price that it was at its peak, and that peak looks like it came on Christmas Day, actually. So 767 on average, at its peak a grand, currently 500 quid with 1,500 up front. If you want that in Avant form, so that's obviously the estate version, again, this is the plug-in hybrid. So you've got 405 litres of boot space in the estate, but obviously you've also got that ceiling height as well, so you can fit a fair amount more into it. All the numbers are largely the same on that, but when we look at the average price, you'll see at its peak this was actually cheaper than the Saloon, which is bizarre, only by about 30 quid, but it's slightly odd. £980 at its peak. Its lowest price is now £522.26. On average 746, so you're saving 220 quid a month over that average, which is not shabby at all. Sticking with Audi and sticking with plug-in hybrid Audis, we've got the Q5 ET FSI E-Quattro S-Line S-Tronic Tech Pack. This kind of car, you probably want the S-Line, you probably want the Tech Pack. It's certainly the one I'd go for. Obviously, it's the same platform as that A6, so the numbers are largely the same. You'll see you've got 460 litres of boot space and the 0 to 60 6.1 seconds on it. 642 a month on average. There's a crazy low price on it. A couple of times it's dipped down. Must have been cancelled orders or something. So they've been around for, you know, 2 minutes by the looks of it, but 459 quid at one point. At its peak, 701, 642 on average, currently 580 with 742 up front. Then we've got the Lexus RX. This is the 450h Plus ECVT Premium Pack. Again, it's a plug-in hybrid. 625 quid a month with 1877 up front. 6.5 seconds to 62, insurance group 44, and 612 litres of boot space. 944 at its peak, 781 on average, and 625 a month right now. It has been 14 quid a month less than this, but that's all. At its peak, obviously, 300 quid more than this, so it does still seem like a good price. Finally, we've got the Range Rover Sport P460e Dynamic SE Automatic. 3 grand up front and a grand a month, 5.3 seconds to 62, 460 brake horsepower, insurance group 50, obviously, 647 litres of boot space. Sort of thing you really want to get an insurance quote on before you sign up for as well, because these things are walking off people's drives at a rate of knots, and insurers are not happy with them. 1,200 a month has been the average on it, 1,400 at its peak, currently just over a grand. Folks, thanks ever so much for watching. Please don't forget to use that link to LeaseLoco. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Please give us a thumbs up. You'll see loads of those deals, the really exciting ones, lots of them were plug-in hybrids. I think we're going to see more of this going forward, and it's all because the manufacturers are trying to hit that zero emissions mandate. So we're seeing exceptional deals on EVs. We're also going to see those exceptional deals coming onto plug-in hybrids. I think we're seeing it now, but also there's some great petrol and diesel stuff knocking around at the moment as well. Probably the best time since the pandemic to get yourself into a lease car is right now. If you haven't seen my EV lease deals video, the latest one of those, the in-stock stuff, then go and check it out now. Just remember that all the cars in this video are in stock at the time of making this video. If you go and look for the deal and it's gone, the in-stock car has most likely gone. They do go very quickly, especially when they're fantastic deals, so do remember to jump on it as quickly as possible. Thanks ever so much for watching. See you on the next one.